You walk into a room, like, why are you sitting here in the dark? And people think it's funny or crazy, but and actually now that I'm older, I understand that people, are having quietness and they're correcting themselves. They're dealing with, they're meditating, they're getting themselves right. And when we was young, we didn't understand it. Like a lot of young people are not going to understand it now, but as you get older and you get wiser, you understand it. Like, okay, I understand what you mean. Okay, I'm resting my eyes. You actually are. You're not asleep.
All right, the sound is rolling.
The
sound is rolling. It's on.
Why
I'm fading in.
And I'm talking, bro.
I said, okay, here we go, and it was quiet. And now
no, you didn't. Don't gaslight me.
I'll light any gas I want. You know what I mean?
Light this gas, Spence.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Look out. Hey. Oh, we got a guest today. Hey, Mike. Welcome back.
Hey, thank you there, Spinny.
This is the What's Your Ness podcast. We hope you all like and subscribe and do all that. What is our Ness or Alex? Do you want to ask?
Yes.
What our Ness is?
You know it. Season 5. I told you how we're doing shit.
We have a plan now. We do it.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Alex, we're upgrading. Okay, you guys, we're getting better at this podcasting shit because we've been doing it for over a year.
Yeah.
So, Mike, you're our guest. This is the What's Your Ness podcast. This is something you suggested, so we want to ask you as our guest, what's your Ness?
Well, my Ness today is quietness.
Quiet. Shh. Shut the fuck up, ho.
Listen. Get the fuck quiet.
Real quiet.
So why are we doing quietness today? What are we thoughts? I guess I should pull up a definition. Is that not what we do?
It's spinny. Oh
okay,
my God,
I know,
it's 5 seasons in, bro.
I'm tired. I've been doing a lot.
Spinny has a new life, y'all. In case y'all didn't know.
Yeah.
Spinny's doing big things, man.
Yeah. So anyway, so quietness. QuietNESS, the absence of noise or bustle, calm. He loved the quietness and stillness of early summer days. Or the fact or state of abstaining from speech. Grandpa's sudden quietness was disconcerting. So yeah, just keeping it quiet, keeping it calm, keeping it still. That's what we're gonna talk about today.
See, me and I have the reason why quietness came across is because we're dealing with a lot of stuff today. With what's going on in the world, and everybody's really quick to act and speak, but I don't know if people are really listening. And the only way to really listen is to be quiet.
Yeah,
you can't really have a thought. You can't really have something you're trying to project. If you're
thinking about your response,
you can't even think about a response till after you've listened to what's really going on. And I know a lot of the time people are quick to hear a little bit of something to interject, or quick to get a little piece of something and ready to speak. But what I'm learning now in life is that the quietness is more important than the speaking now. Really understanding what's going on, really understanding what's the situation, really understand what's being told to you, and having a deep understanding of what's actually happening is more important than speaking and acting at different times. Because you got a lot of times we speak and we act in the wrong position because we don't have all the
evidence, all the
points, variables, everything. We're just quick to go.
It's like, oh, I know what this is. I've dealt with this before. It's like, it may be a little different. Hear it through.
And it's crazy because it's on both ends now. Like, just to dab into like what's going on with today. Like, a lot of people were upset with the whole Trump situation, right? But then you got a whole different group of people that are like, shit, this is something totally different than that's ever happened before. So why am I upset? If I was upset at 45, 50, 60, 100 years of what's been going on, and now this is something totally different than what's been going on for the last 45, 60, 100 years, how can I still be the same level of upset?
Yeah. And like I said, I don't really talk politics, and I'm not a Trump supporter. I'm not a Trump hater,
Yeah.
But that's been my point with people. Like I try to bring it to people who like are really big Trump haters.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know what he's doing, but it's not the same stuff that's been going on, and it's not like the stuff that's been going on has been great.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I feel like also, like Mike said, with the quietness, I feel like just in my view in life and how I've seen things work out, you can't see somebody do something and then immediately demonize it that it's wrong because it's not going immediately great.
Yeah.
It's like sometimes some things have to build up and you got to see.
Take a process.
Yeah,
It's a
it takes a time to grow. And then you like, it kind of does make sense now.
Yeah.
But when you first do it because nobody else did it, it seems stupid because it's not what people are used to happening. So like I said, Trump gonna be in there for 4 years. So I'd rather sit back and not react to everything he does. Sit back and kind of digest it, you know?
But
like,
to me, what it really, really says and what it really does is like, it's not about this 4 years. It's about who comes after. And now you've been shown what you really can do. You've been shown that you, as a president, you really can change the world. You really can make whatever you want happen. You don't have to be made to be a robot, which that's all we ever had as presidents, as far as I'm concerned, is people that have been pushing somebody else's agenda, no matter whose it is. Like, and I still believe even that with Trump now, like somebody's ahead of him. It's not just him, but I believe that he's so far from what we've seen in so long and so independent as far as the way he was built, the way he was made, the things that he's done, you know, that even if people hate me, people call racist, because like me, I don't have hatred for people no more. You know, I mean, I have hatred for situations. I have hatred for like maybe say state of minds. Like, you know, I'm not into racism. I'm not into, you know, oppression. But as far as an individual person, like, I don't hate nobody. I don't have no reason to hate them. You know, if
I personally think that it's a waste of my energy. That's how I see it.
Yeah.
It's like the time and energy I'm putting into hating them, I could be putting into loving my people. The people that I
even
love.
loving myself.
Yeah,
you know?
I don't even have time to hate somebody else for whatever reason that they're doing the things that they're doing in their life that I have zero control over.
Because that's something you have to carry with you. Hate is something you carry with you. To me, I can fight at the drop of a dime. You can turn me on like that and I'll fight. But as far as constantly carrying hate with me, I don't. You know, it has to be something presented to me to where, okay, I need to turn this switch on, so I need to protect myself, or I need to fight for what's right, or I need to go all hard. But as far as just carrying it with me, I don't carry no hate for nobody with me. Like, that's the furthest thing from my mind.
Yeah.
So when people talk so badly about him and the things that he's doing, you know, it makes me really just want to sit and just listen. Like I say, a lot of people get to saying their point of view, but by the time they say their point of view, it's like, okay, so what made anybody else any better? What's really making him worse? And then the things that they're saying, they don't add up. And then when I'm quiet and I don't try to rebuttal, I just let them talk. They get to hear it for themselves. They're like, well, you know what, you're right. You know, I guess I don't have that, but I just don't like this. I say, well, yeah, that's just a you thing.
Yeah. But a lot of time it's not even a them thing. It's somebody else told them this is how we feel, and now they felt that, and then they're projecting it to other people to try to get that social interaction that, oh yeah, somebody told me that we don't like Trump. So then now I'm going to come to you and tell you I don't like Trump, and you're going to tell it back to me, and then we're going to have this social interaction that gives me value because we're both bonding on this hate that we don't even understand why we don't like this man.
Nope.
You know, it's just like I said, it's like a vague statement like, oh, he's racist. And it's like, probably, but like, where's the evidence? Like, I want to like bring me a couple more pieces of evidence, you know?
Yeah.
But then also it's like, we seen some of the things Biden said in the 90s.
Yeah.
And nobody was running down his throat about how racist he is.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like,
Yeah, but like I said, to me, with the whole racist thing, it's like, how can you be an American and not be racist? Like, who isn't? Every white man, every black man, we're all born and went under the same shit. So it's like, how can you not be? And when you say racism, like, to me, I always used to think of it as one way. But now that I'm older and I'm a little more educated, I don't. I think of oppression as being bad, but racism and oppression don't necessarily have to be the same thing if I don't want it to be. If I want it to be, I can say, oh, well, you're racist, so that means you're trying to oppress me. But it also could mean that you just have stereotypes about me.
Yeah.
That you believe I'm a certain way, and I believe you're a certain way because of the way we was raised and the things we were put into together.
like you said, you have personal biases. You know?
You have, like, so you may not hate me, but to me, oppression is a form of hate, you know, but you may believe that, oh, you know what, black men do this and they do that, and I believe they're always going to do this and do that, and I'm going to stay away from this and that. Now, that's fine. You know, I'm not mad at you for that because sometimes you're right.
Yeah.
You know?
and also, like, with me, it's like, in a lot of situations, I'm definitely going to try to put a black person first. And it's like, that could be received as racist. Like, why would you think about a black person first? It's like, because they understand where I've come from. They understand my place in this world. And I want more people like me to be in a position of power to do something. You know?
And we're connected.
Yeah, and we have the connection. So why wouldn't I look out for my people? Because one of the things that really like blew my mind is how mad people were about Bronny James. And I think nepotism is the best shit in the world. I don't care what anybody says about it. Yes,
is it because he had his kid playing with him?
Yeah.
Okay,
no, I'm talking about Bronny is the kid.
Okay.
So LeBron, you know, and then they call him Bronny because he's LeBron Jr., but he go by Bronny. But you know, him getting to the Lakers and they feeling like, oh, somebody else should have got drafted before him and all this other stuff. It's like whatever. Like I said,
man, what dad don't bring their kid to work?
I believe in nepotism. You know, it's like I feel like the people who don't believe in nepotism don't have anything to pass on to their kids.
I believe in favoritism to the fullest because favor is the only thing that gets you anything. And if you desire more favor than less, it's more power for you. Now, people take that for granted. They be talking, well, people daddy gave them millions. People daddy did. Well, that's what they did. It was their choice to do that. And if they using that favor in their position, it's fine. But sometimes that changes the people. And that's the thing. That's why raising is so important because entitlement is a big thing, you know. And then when you feel entitled, that's something that comes from a parent. If a parent gives you everything and don't teach you how not to have, then you know you're gonna feel entitled like everything is yours. You're gonna have a different attitude towards everybody else. But who's to say that attitude is wrong? I don't know. Yeah,
like Warren Buffett said. Warren Buffett is a multi-billionaire, and he said he said he's only gonna give his kids like $10 million. When he passes away or something, and it might be more than that. Don't quote me on the numbers, but the quote that he has behind it is he wants to give them enough money so that they can do anything, but not enough money so they can do nothing.
Yeah,
and I thought that was powerful. I'm like,
I'm giving you enough money to make some money.
Yeah,
I'm not giving you enough money where you ain't got to work.
Where you just think fuck all life and just do stupid shit. It's like nah, I'm giving you enough where you don't have to worry about anything. And you can grow this money into something crazy. Yeah. But I'm not giving you enough where you can just sit around and
see, because with that situation right there, that's so perfect because you're giving them a chance to succeed with success, but you're also giving them an opportunity to fail. Yeah. It's up to them. Because 10 million ain't gonna go far when you used to live in $100 million lifestyle. But 10 million can go far if you know how to grind.
Like and make that 10 into 100 and make it 100 to
250.
Yeah.
You know, and he giving you action because that's all we can ever ask for. Like I said, that's all I can ask for from anybody is some action, man. Yeah. You know, I can't ask for you to write the script. I can't ask for you to direct the movie and play in the movie. But if you give me some action, I can make something happen. Yeah, I can. And if I don't make it happen, it's on me. Yeah, it ain't on you. You gave me the action and you did your part. Yeah, and that's all that anybody needs in this world is somebody to help them do their part. You know.
So Spinny, I got a question for you, bro.
Yeah, I've been enjoying my quietness.
I know that's why Spinny likes to do that. Spinny likes to be our tech guy, but I like to get him into the conversations because.
But you did say quietness, and I was holding my tongue about. I mean, I don't know. I think
holding your tongue, that's not something you do.
That's when you're quiet.
Well, let us take some quietness time and let's see what you got to say, Spinny.
Yeah. Well, I think to the point of like not letting the political stuff take over your energy, I think that speaks to me a lot, and that's kind of how I carry myself too. And some people take that the wrong way. I think they think, oh, because you're not saying this and this about this issue, you're okay with it, or like, no, I'm not. Frankly, I'm super unsettled with a lot of the shit that's going on. Not just because it's different, but because of all the people he's surrounded himself with and these billionaires and people who have been influencing elections all around the world for like far-right, fascistic, dictatorial kind of regimes. It's like, doesn't look good. But at the same time, is me standing there being like, oh my God, I'm freaking out about this. Why are you not pissed about this? How is that going to help me and how is that going to help you? Yeah. I get that. I think the importance that how quietness can be used for if that's how you feel, if that's where your political leanings are, and you've seen this that this is what's going on. Like it's using quietness, getting your energy together, and figuring out some effective way to organize something with your folks, your friends, your family, like-minded people, as opposed to just getting pissed online and
feeling like you're
like I said, because to me that's counterproductive. It's like. Yeah. It's better just like they say all the time. If you don't have nothing nice to say, like why say anything? Yeah. I'm really big on right now in my life is focusing all my energy in positive ways. Yeah. So the time I gotta take from thinking about some of the negative factor, I'm trying to eliminate that. Yeah. And only think about the positivity thing. So when you bring something negative to me, I'm instantly trying to figure out the positive about it, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
That's how I live.
And it's a crazy time in the world because it's so much negative being brought. It's so much negative we can comment on.
Yeah.
And when people greet me with stuff that even I know is negative, I still react with positivity. I'm like, they're like, well, he doing X, Y, and Z. Well, you know, he firing the people in the feds and shit. The CIA cleaning up the CIA. I'm like, shit, they ain't never did nothing good for none of us.
Yeah.
So you know, I'm always looking at the positive part, and that's messing with people's minds right now.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, why are you not enraged? Like you saying, why are you not shouting to the
Yeah.
heavens? I'm like, I don't want to.
Well, that's kind of what's there's like a kind of almost poetic thing about it is like how the CIA has toppled regimes around the world and replaced them with right-wing dictators historically, and now everyone's freaking out because the Russians and, you know, Elon Musk are doing that to the United States. But it's like, well, the United States government's been doing that all around the
The
world.
whole time, bro. Like,
So-
there's no trick
Yeah.
that hasn't been done already.
Yeah. So it's weird. It's just a little crazy living, like thinking, where could this go? But the thing is, I don't think you can get too freaked out. You need to just be, you know, have good relationships with people, work, you know, have a plan, you know, if you need. And
Everybody needs a plan. I
Yeah.
1000% agree with that. Everybody needs a plan, and freaking out is not a plan.
No.
You got to have an actionable plan that makes you and the people you love better.
Yeah.
You cannot
Tomorrow.
panic. You cannot panic.
Man, I have a statement that a quote that I made up many years ago, and I feel like it'll reign true from now until the end of the times. Panic never produces progress. I've said that shit for many years. Panic never produces progress. So whenever a situation gets stressful for me, I always calm myself, because panicking, I can only make another mistake.
What about the people that panic bought all the toilet paper during the pandemic, which then inspired me to get a bidet and progress my life?
But you didn't panic.
I
You
didn't, but those people have all the toilet paper, but they still probably got stinkier butts than I do. Anyways,
know what?
we're getting off topic.
Shout out to the bidets.
Shout out to the people that like the dry ass. You know? Some people like wet ass. Some people like dry ass.
Well, I dry. You use a little bit to it, but you pat dry. after.
oh, now you pat dry. Okay.
You definitely pat dry. Yeah. But yeah.
So you guys, I want to ask you guys a question after we pat dry our asses. Okay,
I'm a dry guy. I'm a dry guy.
dry guy.
I'm a dry guy, man.
So
my girl bought me some whatchamacallits one time. What they call
wipes,
dude
Lunchables?
wipes. Some
The
dude
dude
wipes.
wipes?
Hey.
Dude, I'm like, what the hell is this? This for you,
it's a
man.
wipe for dudes.
I'm like, oh, make sure you give me the right ones. Don't be giving me the, you know, they got the feminine wipes too. Make sure mine say dude on it.
Yeah. Make sure it's a dude for a wipe, man. but I got sensitive balls.
You know?
They were handing those dew wipes out like crazy at the Apex thing, right?
yeah.
Cause shit, they don't want no stinky asses nowhere, man.
Yeah. It's still stunk in there.
Yeah, it was gamers. It was gamers. There's no way around it.
Stanky mother.
Yeah. So I want to ask you both: what inspires you to sit back and think? Anybody, whoever wants to go first can go first. I'll practice quietness.
All right, I'll go first
Okay.
since I'm the guest. You know, what inspires me to have quietness? It's the
No, it inspires you to sit back and think.
to sit back and think. Okay.
Yeah.
What inspires me to sit back and think is a little easier to answer
Okay.
because you know, it's maybe something like perfection. It's like I want to do something right. It's like when I take the time to think about it, like to not just jump into it and do it. It's like I want to see the whole project. I want to see what it actually is, and then I want to be successful at it. A lot of things we do, or even I could say me personally, we just jump in and do it, and we just feel like we can do it. It's like shooting a basketball. You know, you pick the ball up and you shoot it. 9 times out of 10, when you take that shot, you miss. Every time you just pick up a ball and shoot it. But if you take your time, think about it, think about the rotation, gather your feet, settle yourself, and then you shoot the ball, you usually make it, especially, you know, athletes like us. You know, we're going to make the shot. But sometimes if you don't take the time to think about it, you just act, you know, you're not going to make it. You're not going to be successful. You're just throwing a stab at it. And then you got to come back and do it again. But sometimes if you stop, I noticed that if I stop and think about something before I do it, I can complete it on the first try.
Yeah, I like
You
that.
know?
I like that. Spinny, what inspires you to sit back and think?
Yeah. Definitely when I get, I think when I get overwhelmed, because I like going and doing a lot of things, like, you know, I'm setting up this podcast or editing a video and I got all my clips in and I'm looking through every clip. And I think for me, it's like I get to a point of like, okay, I'm doing all the shit I need to like not think about this at all for a minute, and then
Bless you, bro.
step back and look at it, and just have that moment of, okay, now I'm gonna do this, then that, not like trying to do all these things at once.
Yeah,
I think
that's a good thing.
I think that's what like inspires me too, is when I overwhelm myself, because it's hard. I feel like I should meditate more and like sit back and think more, but I need to get better at reminding myself too, and not just be reminded by summoning chaos and then being like, okay, I need to chill out.
You want to hit it before you get there.
Yeah,
And that's a good thing too, man. Like hitting, like knowing where to go. You know, knowing when things are getting to where they're supposed to be before they get there. You'd be like, okay, you know what? I know I'm gonna have a stressful week this week because of everything I'm doing. So let me start meditating now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. What about you, Ox?
What inspires me to sit back and think? The lack of progression. When I feel like I'm being stagnant, it really makes me want to step back and observe why I feel this way. Because sometimes it might not even be true. It's just I feel stagnant because I feel like I'm not getting enough done. But it might be because I'm not tracking all of the stuff I'm doing, because I'm just waking up and I'm getting it done. I'm waking up and I'm getting it done. Waking up and I'm getting it done. And then it's like, man, I still feel like I haven't gotten anywhere. But when I look back, you know, of the weeks that I've been doing stuff, I'm doing a lot of things that needed to be done. Or I might have been, you know, lagging. It's like, oh man, I was on YouTube all day the other day. I've been scrolling Instagram a shitload this week, and it's like, okay, I got to cut back on some of this stuff. So really, the feeling of not being productive makes me sit back and think, so I can observe how I'm really moving through life and what I can do better to be more efficient.
Mm-hmm. And you ever spend time by yourself in quietness?
I spend a lot of time in quietness by myself, like, and I probably do that more than most people, I feel like. But like, I really spend a lot of time, and maybe not even in quietness. Like, I'll turn on something on Netflix and then like just chill and think, just to have like some background ambiance. But I'm not like watching it or paying attention to it or anything. And I feel like I do that at least twice a day. You know, to where I kind of like mindlessly do something, even if it's like a YouTube video on or Netflix on, and I'm kind of in my own head working on figuring things out.
And see, I'm a little different with that. Like, I need at least 2 hours a day with no noise, whether it's in the morning, whether it's in the evening. I need at least 2 hours to where I don't have anything going on, and I really prefer it at night. Like, maybe before I go to bed, I'll sit on the couch, or I'll sit in my car, or I'll sit somewhere with everything off, you know, no TV, because I can't sleep with the TV on. Like, something with my brain is like, when stuff is on and going on, I focus on it. Even if it's my subconscious, it'll focus on it. So when it's time for me to go to bed, I can't sleep with the TV on unless I'm like dog exhausted, tired.
Yeah.
You know, and then I'll wake up if the shit is still on. You know, after so long, I'll wake up. But I need at least 2 hours whenever I get it, because it seems to like just have me in a much better state of feeling when I don't have any outside noise. It's like I'll focus on, you know, at one point in time I was doing the chakra thing, trying to focus on that, and then I don't feel like I mastered it or anything, but I feel like I understand what they're talking about, understand what they're saying, you know, the different parts of the body, what's flowing through your body and stuff like that. And I only achieved that through being quiet, through being silent, with nothing in the room, no lights, no sound. And I was able to see the different colors of the different signs and stuff like that. And I was only be able to do that with no sound. I couldn't do that in the park with the birds chirping. I couldn't do that with the water running, you know, like those little things.
Not even the white noise.
Yeah, not even the white noise, because those little things distract me in a way where I find comfort in them, just listening to those noises. So sometimes I need no noise, you know, and that no noise, it seems like it rejuvenates me. It seems like I end up just talking to myself, not speaking out loud, but just in my brain, just working stuff out. If I have something that's real serious, you know, it's in there. And if I have nothing going on at all, then that's when I can relax. It's like, my mind is just relaxing. It's just empty. It's no noise, nobody talking. I'm just in a straight plane.
That's the funny thing with meditation too, is because I feel like a lot of the times the goal is to get to that completely relaxed, completely silent point where your brain's not speaking to itself or worrying about things. But if you if you have, I think it's good, and that was a good point there of like you need to have that moment in your brain to sit there and work things out in your mind before you can really get into that pure like blank kind of meditative state. And for me, like when I started meditating, I would get frustrated because I'd be like, oh, I just keep thinking about this and that. But you have to realize like that's something that you just have to go through and let pass. Do you think, or can you think of a moment when quietness felt powerful?
A moment where quietness felt powerful.
I'll speak to it. I got a quick version, and I feel like just in my endeavors of dealing with women, women that I'm trying to be serious with, and
There you go.
things of that nature. I feel like a lot of times I'm trying to provide solutions for them, and I notice sometimes just kind of, staying quiet and allowing them to work through some things has helped me in certain situations. Of course, not every situation. Sometimes I do need to intervene and be that logical voice and be the man in the situation and let them know what's going on or what we need to do. But I learned that I didn't need to be that all the time for a woman. Sometimes just kind of letting them get it out and work through it and just staying quiet and allowing them to vent because they're emotional creatures and sometimes they just need to get things out. It's not about them fixing it. They just want to feel it. And if you care about them and you want to fuck with them, you have to allow them to just feel in that moment and not try to fix it for them, And I've learned that quietness helps sometimes in those situations. So, and that felt good to me. There's like, because also it's kind of calming because I don't think a lot of women understand that also being a leader in a situation, it gives you a level of anxiety because you don't want to fail them. Mm-hmm. You don't want to fail and you don't want to fail them. So it's a certain level of anxiety when you lead that you want to give them the best advice and you're giving them the best advice and you don't want it to go wrong. And in sometimes having that moment of just quietness, it takes away some of that anxiety because I don't have to try to insert myself into it. I'm just allowing it to kind of flow. And then I might ask them a question about how they feel about it or what they think about it. And that's not me, inserting what I know to be true or whatever. I'm just trying to get more information to better understand their thought process so that they can better understand why the decision was bad or why the decision was good or whatever the case may be. Yeah. And that's not really me leading, which is more of an anxious thing. That's just me talking them through it and helping them work themselves through certain situations at certain times.
And I can agree with that and also take it to another level. Like, because once you said that, of course you think about with the females and the ladies, but I really also think about our kids, and there's certain times where we direct and we lead them and we pushing their buttons like robots, but there's certain times we got to step back and let our work, and say, okay, I'm taking a step back. I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to let you explain it all. I'm going to let you do it all. I'm going to let you go spend the money. I'm going to let you pay for everything. I'm going to let you do this. I'm going to step all the way back and my mouth is shut and I'm going to see how you do it. And that to me is powerful because when you get to see how you've raised your kids and how you've done things different ways and how they know how to react to different situations without you interjecting, like, that's very powerful to me. It's like, that's awesome. Like, okay, I got a child that's safe, that knows what to do, that knows how to do things. I don't have to say and step up and do everything. And then you can take a step back as a parent. You be like, okay, you got it. Because, both of our kids are grown. My son's, he's grown. My daughter, she grown now. His daughter, she grown now. So it's like, we don't have to interject, and jump in everything. We both got parents, mothers. Even though we have separate mothers, we both have mothers that are active in our lives. And if we allowed them to do everything for us, we wouldn't be the men that we are. It's to a point that you'd be like, okay, Mama, I got it. I can take care of it. And that's what we got to do with our kids. They got it. Let them take care of it.
And sometimes, like I said, even with my mom, I used to tell her I got it. And then I also understood that at a certain point, I was taken away from something. My mom was just a very giving person. And sometimes I had to stay quiet and just allow her to give in certain situations, as long as she wasn't overexerting herself, and say thank you, because like you said, I was exerting myself like I got it, Mom, I remember when she kicked me off her phone bill, it was like, you got to pay your own phone bill. I said, okay, I got it, and I've been paying it ever since, But sometimes she come and I know, I know a little bit about my mom's financial situation, and if I feel like she's overexerting herself, and you know, I don't necessarily need it. I'll let her know, like, I don't really need it, Mom. But if she pushes, I let her give, because I know it makes her feel good that she's doing something for her son. And at that time, it's not about me trying to let her know that I'm a man and I got it. It's about my mother being a mother to me, and she's going to want to be a mother to me my entire life. As long as she's alive, she's going to want to be my mother, because that's what she is. And sometimes I just got to be quiet and say, okay, Mom, thank you. I appreciate you. You know, like, you don't have to always over talk it and explain why you don't need the help. Sometimes just, you know, stay quiet and be appreciative of what's going on.
Yeah, it worked both ways. It worked when, you know, when they doing something and when they not. It's like either way it go, we got to be okay. And if we're not making no burden, just like our kids don't know when they a burden and when they not. You know, it's like some bills you be like, oh man, ain't shit, I got that. Some bills you be like, damn, bro, you serious? This what you want? Okay, damn, I have to put this together. But a lot of stuff we want to do, just like they want to do for us. And the best way to receive things is just to receive them. You know, receive them. But the difference is, you know, I think both of us, we don't have demanding kids, and we're not demanding kids. So we ain't never put the strain on our parents to ask for all type of stupid stuff, and our kids ain't never put that strain on us. You know, so it's a trickle down effect. You know, we ain't did that to ours, they ain't did that to us, so it's easy for everybody to want to do for each other. And I believe that's why we have a strong family dynamic from grandparent to child to kid, you know, because we all want more, you know, and that's our kids want more. You know, and they don't want to depend on us to get it, just like we don't want to depend on our parents to get it. So it's like, you know, it's a great thing in that aspect for me. But the quietness part about it, like, I really like to be able to sit back and let shit be done. You know, I feel like I've done so much that it's great to sit back and let somebody else do it, you know?
Bro, I didn't pull nothing last night. Where the fuck is Wilbur?
Wilbur was bugging last night, bro. He was throwing the food.
Right.
Fuck, bro.
Oh, for real.
Wilbur do that shit, bro.
Good morning. Did I hear my name being spoken of, gentlemen?
Wilbur.
Good morning.
Wilbur, what's up, bro?
Where the fuck you been, dog?
It's so good to see you again. Last night I took down the fairest of maidens. I was doing nothing but macking freaks and clapping cheeks. Oh, gosh darn evening. Oh, well, let me show you this fair maiden who allowed me into her bed last night. I took a little video of me sharing a bed with the maiden.
Wilbur!
Oh, yeah.
Wilbur! Wilbur! Wilbur!
Kind of big.
Oh, thick is an understatement, my dear friend.
Wilbur, how you pull that?
Well, I don't riz and tell, but all night she was complimenting me on my fit, from the shirt to the undies to the socks. The maidens love the Ness culture, methinks. Anyways, I'm a bit parched and starving from a long night of passionate, ravenous lovemaking, so I'm going to get some breakfast, but I'll see you gentlemen around, okay?
The Ness?
Wilbs did that?
The Wilbs did that.
With Ness culture.
With Ness culture.
We gotta go to some Ness culture, bro. Yeah, so, Mike, I got a good question for you, big bro.
What's up, brother?
Do you seek out quietness, or does it find you?
That's a good one. I think I have to seek it. I think if I don't seek it, it won't find me. Like, I often end up being alone in a lot of situations. Like, but still, just because I'm alone doesn't mean it's quiet.
Yeah,
You
facts.
know, just because I have to seek the quietness. Like, you know, I can seek the non-phone time. I can seek okay, I ain't got a gang of people, but you know, my phone always gonna ring. But sometimes I gotta say, oh no, you know, I don't want to talk right now. You know, I don't want to be bothered right now. Sometimes the TV could be on. Somebody watch TV. I say, well, you know, I'm gonna go somewhere else. I don't want to be where the TV's at. So I don't think it really finds me. I think I do have to seek the quietness. I think if I didn't seek it, it would never be quiet.
Spinny, what you think, bro?
Yeah, I definitely have to seek. I mean, it finds me sometimes, like if I get randomly a day off, a job cancels or something, and I don't have any plans, I'll just be like, all right, I'm not going to hit anyone up, and I'm just going to, the quietness found me, and I'm going to maintain it here. But other times, yeah, you definitely, I think it takes an effort because there's a lot of noise in the world, like you said, even with just your phone or your, you know, reading updates on whatever or listening to whatever. It's easy to just keep consuming media and consuming this and that when you're by yourself, so you do have to put in an effort. So yeah, I find more often than not I have to seek it out. What about you?
I personally think that you have to put in the effort to find that quietness, especially in the world that we have, where it's so much technology, it's so many screens, it's so many ads, it's
scrolling.
It's so much grabbing for your attention for you to be a consumer. You have to make a conscious decision to bring quietness into your life.
Yeah.
You know, like, and I believe that wholeheartedly, especially like with the age of social media and everything else. It's like, I even have a Pilar. Pilar has been on a great journey like the last, I don't know, 3 to 6 months. I like I said, I haven't been fully clocking it, but she's been like killing it, and she's been like taking small hiatuses from social media. She's been planning out goals and executing them. She's been, you know, working on her health and stuff. And like I said, she happened to video chat me the other day. Probably was a callback. I probably video chatted her like last week or something, you know. But she called me and I talked, and I let her know, like, I'm really proud of you because you said you wanted to do something, and I can see actual gains in progress from what you've been doing. I was like, keep doing it. Like, stay focused. I feel like too many people want to feed into what they think is popular or what's common, and that's not what's going to make your life better in the future. It'll make you feel good in the moment, but it won't make your life better in the future. And I feel like sometimes you gotta pull back from everything, forge a plan, and then execute it, and then you'll see all of the fruits from your labor, you know, because I don't think a lot of people know that you have to plant a seed to grow a fruit. A lot of people just want to pop up and grab something off a tree, and it's like,
that's a good analogy, right there.
You know, it's like you gotta grow it. If you want it in your yard, you gotta plant it and grow it. You gotta tend to it. You gotta take care of it, and it's not gonna be fun because at first you're not gonna have any fruit from it. While you're growing it, it's not gonna be no fruit, or it's gonna be fruit that's not no good. But if you stick with it, you're gonna have a beautiful, amazing tree.
And see, the key, bro, is to to try to figure out how to make the whole process enjoyable.
That's one thing I try to explain to, you know, people that I've dealt with in the past. Is like, I'm like, some of the times that they were doing stuff, I'm like, the way that you feel about you telling me you want to do this thing, and then you get into it, and then you just complain about how it is. I was like, you have to, if you really want to do this, like you said, you got to find a way to trick yourself if you have to be like, oh, I love this because I know I'm getting to this goal that I wanted.
But see, I'm gonna give you the game right now.
Talk to us.
You know, for me being a little older than both of you guys, and I'm finding out too, age does fucking matter. You know, because you have to go through a certain amount of time to understand the process of it, and that requires time. You know, time was made up. I think that's the only reason time was even made up. Because other than that, we would know everything. It wouldn't be no point to have processes or levels. But the key is you have to appreciate just getting up. You have to appreciate just waking up. You have to be so thankful that you have the opportunity to do anything. You have to be so thankful for that opportunity that carries over and it turns into a form of joy just to be moving. You got to find joy in the glass of orange juice you had for breakfast. You know, you got to find joy in the fact that you was able to taste a Pop-Tart. You got to find so much joy in everything that you do prior to what you're doing that it carries over into everything that you're doing. If you go into any situation happy previously, when you come into that situation, it's harder to tear you down. It has to compound, and then you have to allow it to tear you down. Because if you go into a situation happy and you're strong enough to want to hold on to your joy, there's no amount of news you can get that's gonna deter your joy. But that's a conscious decision, and it starts from the first move you make in the morning. It starts from the very first thought you have. Has to be a positive thought. And if you take that positive and you carry it on to each other step, when you get to the shit that's hard, that's bad, you're gonna smile at it. Because once it passes, you're going to be right back at something that you can enjoy and you can appreciate. And then you're going to forget. Your mind is going to subconsciously make you forget about all the negative shit, and you're only going to focus on the positive. If you continue to focus on negative things, anything whatsoever, you focus on a car crash. If you riding past a crash and you worried about the person that may have died, that's carrying over into everything you're thinking about. You have to roll past that crash and be like, oh, I'm so thankful that wasn't me. I'm so thankful. I'm so happy that
nobody
everybody's
I love.
okay. I'm so thankful. Even on them situations, even if it's somebody you love, you have to find out something else to think about. It could be anybody. It could be any problem. But if you focus on that problem, you focus on anything negative. It's like I say when somebody passes away. When they tell you to focus on the good times, if you really do, you'll be crying tears of joy, not tears of sorrow, because you had so much fun. It was so great to you. And if it wasn't that great of an experience for you, then you won't have any emotion towards it anyway, because you'll only be focused on the goodness. And if it wasn't that good, why would the bad hurt you?
Yeah.
But if it's extremely good and you only focus on the extremely good, then you got to carry that over. You got to be like, man, every time I think about this, it's a positive thing. You can't tell yourself it's negative. You have to tell yourself it's positive. And that's what I'm learning, from 40 on up, that my actual feelings, the way I actually feel, affects my surroundings. It really changes my surroundings. Like when I've been on the path for like the last year and a half of really just only promoting positivity. And so much positive has just been happening to me. It's like I can't deny it. It's like, man, and if I'd have knew this when I was 35, if I knew this when I was 32, if I knew this when I was 22, I don't know where my life would be. The only thing I can come up with in a positive note is that it wasn't meant for me then. It's meant for me now. I'm living right now,
Yep.
So
For sure,
Absolutely. How does quietness affect your creativity and thinking? I feel like you kind of spoke on the thinking part a little bit, especially with the positivity, but creativity as well. Alex?
Yeah, I definitely see quietness unlocking my creativity because there's no other distractions, like even something that I do as somebody who did music for 20 plus years. One thing that I really enjoy now is listening to music. I only really listen to music that doesn't have words in it. Because I used to tell people all the time, like, even for somebody who came from the music industry, it's like, I don't see how you can listen to somebody else's thoughts all day and have an original thought.
that's true.
So, like, I'll listen to jazz. I'll listen to classical. I was a producer for a very long time, so I'll listen to some beats that I made. But those vibrations and those feelings, they'll bring up my own thoughts, not somebody else's thoughts of what they felt when they heard this sound and how they want to project it. It'll conjure up my own thoughts and my own creativity and my own, greatness, in those moments. So I think quietness is very important for creativity. You need it to be quiet so you can focus. I feel like a lot of people miss the focus part of quietness. Quietness has a lot to do with focus. Yeah. Because it's hard to focus when there's not enough quietness. When there's too much going on, it's too much that you have to pay attention to. Yeah. And when you have that quietness, you have focus. And when you have focus, you can have execution. Yeah. And execution gets you 10 times farther than any other, feeling or thing that you can do. You can try to busy work yourself into success, but if you don't have, that focus, that quietness, that focus and execution, you're just busy working. You're not actually getting things done.
Yeah. See, me as a coach, like that, I need that quietness all the way around to create. Like when I'm creating plays, like you said, you need focus. I need to know what everybody's doing individually at all times, and how can I do that with a bunch of scattering noise, whether it's people, whether it's things. How can I do that without quietness? I need it to be focused so I can individualize each situation, conquer each situation, and then when I go repeat it, I need quiet and focus from everybody else so they can get it the same way I got it. So it's very important. Like quietness is very important in execution, like you're saying. I totally agree with that. And I think that's across all fields. Yeah. I don't think there's no field to where, even I think in making music, like for a producer, he needs to only hear one sound at a time before he can put all sounds together. You have to individualize everything, and that takes an extreme level of focus. So if you're only listening to one thing, to me, that's almost still like being quiet, because you're listening to one thing at a time and then putting them together.
I just posted a video of me mixing, and that's something I did. I had the whole beat and I had some of it mixed. I was like, hold on, I need to solo the drums because I need to only hear the drums so I can get the drums the way they need to be, and then I'll bring all this other stuff in and make sure that everything sits right. But I need to solo the drums. I need to solo this sound. I need to solo these vocals. I need to solo these things to make sure that they're right in their own right.
Yeah.
And then layer everything else on top. So it's like, yeah, it's true. Even in music, you need quietness to do music properly.
Yeah.
You know?
And with the meditation stuff too, the being when you can get to a meditative state. So I've read, and I kind of have experienced it when I was heavily into it. If you get into the meditative state when you're in that quietness, then when you're in somewhere that's loud, you know, in the middle of a busy city or something like that, crowded street, or someone's playing music over there, someone's yelling. If you've trained yourself to be in that space, you can kind of bring that quietness to yourself mentally. But it takes practice. It requires you to have done it in the quietness, I think. So, Malcolm's over there. Malcolm's trying to get a hit.
She got it. She got it.
Got her quick. I'm out
Right,
of here.
bro.
man.
I know what that is.
Is that some catnip over there?
I just needed one. I'm gonna go lay down now.
Thank you, man. It's a good night. You say, Spinny about the guy with the treats.
Are there any places that you go specifically to experience quietness?
Mine's is quick, so I'll go first. My room. I literally go to my room. It's like at one point when I was like talking to different women at time, it used to be funny to me because they used to be like even when my daughter was little and she was like there, they'd be like, "Why is your house so quiet?" And it used to like I had to think about it. I was like, "Why is your house noisy?" Like. Like what? Like what?
Yeah.
It's like, isn't your daughter there? I said, yeah, she's like somewhere reading a book. I'm like I don't know, like, but it brought it to my attention how quiet, like you said, and that's just the family situation we are. You know, we didn't have a family situation where people was always yelling. You know, some yelling happened, but it wasn't like every time I came home somebody's yelling about something or going off about something. Like that's not our family dynamic. You know, so like that's just normal to me to not. Come home to conflict all the time. So yes,
our parents worked.
Yeah. It's like
some niggas was gone.
It's like it was quiet at the house.
And we wasn't about a bunch of noise. Like me and our sis was like, we never was about a bunch of noise. We party and do all the shit, but still
play some music a little bit. But it's not until 12 and 1 at night. You know, it's like we gonna enjoy ourselves, or we gonna go somewhere and have fun, or we'll have a festivity where we are partying that night and the music is blasting that night, but it's not. Every day, we gotta.
I think we've always had peace, and I think it's just been organic. Like I don't know if it comes from maybe our grandparents, but we've always had situations to where now it's time to settle down.
R.I.P. Willie Mae.
Yeah, now it's time to settle down. Now it's time for you guys to get quiet. Like that was always since I was a little kid. It was always okay. It's quiet time now. And I think even though I didn't internalize it till maybe now, till recently, but people already knew that. Like, people already knew that you need this time to focus. You need this, you need that. But it wasn't something that was taught to us in a way that we readily picked it up. But I think, like I say, about age, me getting older now, I'm understanding what grandma was talking about, like, quiet your mind. And she talking about I'm resting my eyes. Like, well, why you ain't got the TV on? Because I don't want the TV on. I don't want any extra interference. I want to just be at peace right now. Like, why you just sitting there? Because we instantly say that to people. You walk into a room, like, why you sitting here in the dark? And people think it's funny or crazy, but and actually now that I'm older, I understand that people, are having quietness and they're correcting themselves. They're dealing with, they're meditating, they're getting themselves right. And when we was young, we didn't understand it. Like a lot of young people are not going to understand it now, But as you get older and you get wiser, you understand it. Like, okay, I understand what you mean. Okay, I'm resting my eyes. You actually are. You're not asleep. You're really resting your eyes. You've turned off everything visually. You don't want to see nothing else. You don't want no lights. Yeah. Because why? A lot of people suffer from these migraines and all these different epilepsy problems. You don't know that we do need to shut down sometime. And just experience the calm and let your body rejuvenate. Because if not, you're on go all the time.
Yeah, especially the world we live in, everything's overstimulating you. From the lights to the screens to the everything is overstimulating. Like some people we don't even think about it. It's like we're driving 2-ton metal machines at 80 miles per hour, 70 miles per hour, 60 miles, whatever it is. Cars are crazy. to be moving that fast in a vehicle that's that big and can cause that much destruction is crazy. You know, like it's crazy to think, but we have the technology to do these things. You know, to have a computer in your pocket that can call people from the other side of the world instantly.
Yeah.
You know, and pull up information from thousands of years ago. Like we have that ability, and
it runs 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
Everything you name does not have to stop.
Yeah.
A car, as long as you keep the gas in it,
Yeah.
it don't have to stop. You know, and we mentally, we're becoming like the machines, like with the scrolling. It's like I'm at the point now where I caught myself scrolling so much because there's nothing else going on that it started making me nauseous. And that's when I started knowing that I'm at my level. I'm at my level of
consumption
of Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all them other sites, ESPN. I'm at my level where I took too much in. I need to put this motherfucker down.
Yeah.
You know, because it's overloading me. Now I need to just be quiet. So now even if my phone ringing, I don't want to answer it because the shit is making me nauseous. You know, because we're
overly
taking
stimulated.
I'm taking in too much of this shit. And it's like, and the crazy thing is, it knows exactly what I want when I want it. Yeah. Without me even speaking it sometimes. It's like, this motherfucker hooked to my brain. I want some ribs. All of a sudden, man, the cook-off popping up. And then if I take 4 more strolls, it's going to tell me where I can find some ribs close to me. If I take 3 more scrolls, it's going to tell me where the best ribs is at in the world. You know, it's like, they know everything I want. I'm not thinking about ribs no more. I'm thinking about my car. Now, oh, you can get ceramic coating. Oh, you can get a paint wash. I'm like, God damn. You know, you got everything I want whenever I want it.
That's your algorithm. They know what you like.
And then Amazon. Everything you want whenever you want. I need a toothbrush
next
right
day,
now. Amazon.
this day, same day. They killing it.
The movies came out. Man, we'll give you the movie. $3.99.
I'm invested in Amazon. You know, everybody out there, you know, stay quiet, stay invested, man. The only place that you can grow your money that fast is in the stock market. Saving your money in a traditional bank, getting 0.01% is not quietness. That's loud BS. You had. There are other outlets that are FDIC insured that can grow your money. Last year, my Apple went up 30%. Where can you sit your money, do nothing, and make 30%?
Maybe insurance.
Do nothing in insurance and make it?
Well, you still got to pay into it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you bought January 1st of last year, did nothing, your money would have went up 30% sitting in Apple. And there's not many places anywhere that you can do something legal and get that type of return. And I'm telling you, that is an amazing return on your investment.
30% in a year is fucking ridiculous.
And like I said, to take it even deeper, I buy Apple when it drops 15%. It dropped 15% in April, and I bought more. Those shares that I bought in April of last year went up 50%.
Wow.
And I don't even own any Apple products, but it's the biggest company in the world, worth $3 trillion. Trillion with a T.
Yeah.
And it's like, from everybody that I know has the products, and how I know that their ecosystem is so hard to get away from. I invested in that company.
I've been wanting to switch back for hella long, but I don't want to have to take everything I built up with Apple and take it back over to Samsung.
It's a headache.
It's like, damn, I done built up all this over here, and all the everything set up. The cloud got everything set up. I don't want to go over. It's like, shoot, and they got you locked in. Yeah. I just got some new AirPods for my birthday. You know, people know that you have Apple, so they gonna buy you Apple product gifts and stuff like that. Like, I feel you. And then what's crazy is, the technology of Apple is a drop behind the technology of Android. Yeah, like
it's 100% is.
So
that's what I tell people. I said the main thing that Apple got is loyalty. Yeah. And then once they lock you in, it's like, oh, if you like my friend has some non-AirPod earbuds. Every time I hit her, she has to hang up with me, connect it, then call me back for it to work properly. But if it was AirPods, they make it to where, oh, what's up, Alex? And that's what makes Apple Apple. And that's not going to change, even if they have to use a C-type, even if they have to get RCS text messaging, so that you know, Androids can interact with their iMessage a little better and stuff like that, it's still not going to change that they make tablets, computers, earbuds, and everything else that you need to phones. And once you're in their system, all of those things talk to each other seamlessly. Mm-hmm. And then once you want to go out of their system,
they disconnect.
It doesn't work the same.
But I tell you the craziest part socially though is that in social circles, if you come through with the green message,
you're a green texter.
Man, they capping on you. They dissing you. When I was used to be the green man, they was, oh nah, bro, you ain't Apple. It wasn't until I got with the Apple movement, then I didn't get hazed no more. So I know the other people, they still getting hazed. Like even the kids at the kid level, if you can't, they don't even talk regular phone. They do the iMessaging, you know, and they do the like, you know, the FaceTime
and everything.
And what I found out too was that FaceTime is fully encrypted. I didn't know that. They say FaceTime, out of all the encryption keys, FaceTime is the only full encryption key that you cannot get processed by any
prosecuted by.
Yeah, no, you can't. They don't have a process to where they can take your video calls and then be able to use them against you. Like it's supposed to be fully encrypted person to person,
unless you record the screen.
Unless you personally record the screen.
Yeah.
But as far as them doing it, that's not supposed to be going on because of that encryption. Mm-hmm. And like to me, just them offering that service right there, and it actually being the only thing I can say for it being real, because you know we know people get indicted through the phone all the time, but I have never heard of nobody getting indicted through the
But I'm saying WhatsApp is supposed to be like that. But
but WhatsApp is owned by Facebook.
Meta.
Yeah, Meta, and they still get your information. Your information is still saved to their server. I think this encryption information is supposed to be destroyed right after you make the call. It's not held. Mm-hmm. WhatsApp holds your information because everything you do on there is still held. Because I used to use WhatsApp, but now I don't use none of that shit. I'm like, if I can't talk about it on the phone and shit, I ain't gonna be talking about it. You know, other than that, if I don't, man, shit, I'm gonna talk about it.
Yeah.
You know, I ain't doing nothing bad enough to where, you know,
anybody be looking for you for it.
For me talking about something on the phone, you know.
Yeah. What have you ever felt uncomfortable with silence? Either one of you.
Have I ever? Yes, actually. Being from Oakland, I've went into, you know, some nature places and things of that nature, or suburban places, and it was so quiet. It made me nervous. It made me super anxious, like something was going to happen.
Yeah.
Because just growing up in Oakland, being able to hear what's going on is being able to track what's going on.
Yeah.
So if I can hear the fire truck going down or the gunshots, you know, 2 blocks away, I know it's not here. It's not in my space. There's life still going on and things are still moving. But then once it's like quiet and you're in a quiet place, it's like, where is it? Where is the threat coming from? I can't hear the threat. And I think that might be like some PTSD from just being raised in Oakland, that I always have to be on alert, that in a quiet place, I'm like on alert, but there's nothing to be alert about, you know, and it gives me anxiety.
That's why you had the anxiety, because like what we've learned from being from Oakland, the calm comes before the storm. Mm-hmm. So when things ever get too quiet, if you're in a room with a group of men and things all of a sudden get too quiet, that means there's a problem. Mm-hmm. And that means after that quietness, that something is going to happen. There's going to be some action that takes place. And that's where, for me, the quietness has made me nervous, because when you're in an argument or you're in a disagreement and then all of a sudden everything goes quiet, from there is people are really rationalizing, which is a good thing, but they're depending on the type of aggression, the type of situation you're in, you're rationalizing one of two things. You're rationalizing either how to get out the situation or how to be the super aggressor in the situation. And so either way it go, you know, if you're dealing with two alphas, if they're both trying to see who's going to be the aggressor in the situation, it's going to be an explosion, you know, and then from that explosion, all type of shit happen. That's when people get shot. It's not, or that's when people get hurt, or that's when the fight starts. It's not the ones that's always making the noise. It's not the loud ones talking. It's the ones that when the situation has got to that head and then you go silent. Yeah. Now it's about action, you know, and so that's where when you be like, oh shit, and it got quiet, what's going on? Yeah. You know, and they be like, oh shit, he tripping. It's about to go down. Like,
Yeah, I think for me, definitely been uncomfortable with some silences. Well, for me, when I think of that, I just think of like the awkward silence when you're like stuck in like in a waiting room or something, or there's someone like I experience it with my job a lot sometimes when I'll be like waiting for a job to start and there'll be someone there and they clearly want to talk about something and I'll just be like, oh yeah, for sure. Da-da-da. And then I keep going back to setting up and doing my thing. But then it's just awkward because I can just tell now I feel guilty like I'm not engaging in conversation enough.
Yeah.
But it's just this awkward, uncomfortable silence. Yeah, I think that. But see, I'm happy to just sit there in silence with people. But it's when I can tell the other person there like really wants to talk that I'm just like, all right, now I'm feeling your pain.
Like being in the Uber.
Yeah.
The driver really want to talk, and you like, bro.
Yeah.
I ain't got nothing to say, dog.
Yeah. When I'm drunk in the Uber, I'm the opposite. It's funny. I've like a lot of times in Uber, I'll be like that. Like I'm quiet, like oh yeah, whatever, you know. But when I'm drunk and I'm getting a ride home in an Uber, I've had so many Ubers where I'm just like, yo man, and then we were doing this. What you been up to tonight, man? What's going on? And they're just like, yeah, I don't know. And
like, okay. Yeah, like, all right, bro.
Yeah.
I hate that you get in Uber, you get to asking questions, they just damn near want to ignore you.
Yeah. Like, please don't puke in my car.
Yeah, that's probably what they're thinking. For sure. Like, yeah, please don't let go in this vehicle.
I'm gonna throw these over to you, Alex.
Okay.
So what time is it? What are we doing?
We got one more question, or you think we
It's
got
up
it
to you.
all
I mean,
out?
we're pretty much at the hour. I mean,
Okay.
unless Mike, you got any final points you want to make about quietness? Since
Let's have our guest. You know, he brought us this Ness, and we want to make sure that he got every point that he wanted to get out in this episode out.
Yeah, well, man, you know, I just wanted to bring an awareness. I know this may be not one of your more funnier, crazier episodes, like you know, because I definitely watched the show and you guys talk about some crazy, funny shit. You know, I believe my brother, just like my sister, just like my other sister, they're loud. They're loud, motherfucker. I'm the quiet one, but they loud. so you know,
Yeah, the quiet one.
the quiet one. But the one points I wanted to bring, like, you know, just to your viewers, just to the audience, is like we're changing. Like things are going into a different way, and it's going to take people to really sit back and listen and observe and focus and start meditating and start projecting what it is, projecting your positivity, projecting what it is you want in your life and going forward in that direction. And let all this other stuff go. You know, live right now. You know, live for right now, because if you live for right now, your future is going to be great. And, you know, positivity, but think, stop just reacting. Stop letting the noise depict, because if you let the noise and you let everything that's going on around you, that's what's going to control you. Your screen is going to control you. Your video game is going to control you. Your whatever you got seeping into your life that you're listening to constantly is going to control you. If you want to control yourself, you have to stop and find out who you are and listen to yourself. And that takes no outside noise. That takes no other distraction. That just takes you and you. So, you know, that was the main point. That's why I brought this to you. You know, that was my whole thing with quietness. I'm like, you know, let me use my brother platform to, you know, to promote this, because this is what I'm on right now, you know, and this is what I believe is helping me, and I just want to share it, you know, so that's what it is, you know.
And I definitely agree. I feel like, especially in the times that we're in, it's so easy to allow yourself to be distracted from yourself. It's so easy to have, while you wanting to do stuff for yourself, being tied into everything else going on and not focusing on what's actually bettering you and your loved ones. So, like I said, I appreciate you coming on the episode, and I think this is a great conversation that needed to be had. And like I said, I'm hoping that, you know, you guys got something beautiful out of it, you know?
Hell yeah.
Yep. High Frequency Fusion coming to y'all. West Oakland. We just started. We getting off the ground, man. Y'all gonna have to come support. We're gonna definitely have a Ness Culture Day where you know you can be able to come buy all Ness Culture clothes, products, and everything else like that. Whatever Spinny got. I'm saying it right now, even though I ain't booked him yet. You're gonna be able to meet Spinny in person.
Hey,
you know he's gonna be doing handshake. He's gonna be kissing babies and shaking hands. You know,
campaigning,
man.
At the what is it, High Fusion? So what is that? That's the cannabis.
High Frequency Fusion, man. We're combining. You know, I'm hooking up with DJ Ferragamo and some other couple hard hitters, and we're gonna combine music, fashion, and of course cannabis. You know,
Nice.
And we're gonna do it for the people.
Nice.
So you guys be on the lookout for that.
I would love to come shake hands and sign titties or
Whatever
sign,
you said.
sign dicks or whatever. I don't discriminate. If it's a fan's a fan. I'm gonna eat my words. I hope people don't actually see this.
Pause. Don't eat the
No
word.
diddy. No diddy.
Yeah, I'm not eating nothing.
See, I signed stuff, but I'll eat it. well, Mike, man, like I said, this is your second time on here. It won't be your last by any stretch of the imagination. So, but we still love you, and we want to make sure we say thank you. So here's two, Ness Culture car air fresheners. We got you cherry and vanilla right there.
Oh
for
yeah,
you.
two of my favorite flavors, cherry and vanilla.
Cherry
man.
and vanilla right there. I think I might have primed the. This is a new bottle, so I think I might have primed the bottle well enough. I mean the marker well enough. So let's see if we can get your John Hancock on that joint right there.
This thing sucked, but all right.
Oh, yeah,
They've been saying that for a few episodes.
He has been telling me that for like 4 guests. He's like, bro, I think we need another one. I'm like, nah, just shake it. He's like, nah, bro, I think we need another one. And I'm like looking at it. I'm like, yeah, these are getting light.
Yeah, you definitely gonna have to get another one in Marcus. You gotta quit being cheap, bro.
I'm not being cheap. I'm being frugal.
I know my brother, and the word is cheap. That's why you get all them damn stocks, because then he ain't got to spend no money. He can be
No,
like,
I get the stocks when they cheap, man.
I ain't got no money, man. It's all in the stock market, man.
Hey, bro, that is my favorite excuse now.
I know.
Oh my God, bro.
got no
Niggas like,
money.
hey, let me hold $20. Aw, shit, man. All my money in the stock market.
Mine too. All my money's tied up. I'm not liquid right now.
Yeah.
I ain't got no
I
liquid.
said, man, my financial advisor, man.
Yeah.
He told me put it all on red.
Yeah, man. Shit, I don't know, man. It's all on the roulette table, man. I ain't got it right now.
I ain't got it, man.
Any final thoughts, Alex, before we get out of here?
Yeah, man. This is a beautiful episode. Like I said, I feel like we're very quiet. We expressed our quietness, and I think everybody
very quiet.
Yeah. I think everybody needs to calm themselves, express that quietness, and when they do it, choose happiness. I think expressing your quietness and finding your quietness is you choosing happiness, because you're not allowing any other distraction from around you get you away from your focus and your goals in life. You're allowing all of the political and war and friends and everything. You allow all of this extra noise, even from your kids. You allowing all this extra noise to not distract you, and for you to find that place of quietness, of focus, so that you can execute. That's choosing happiness for a lifetime, not in the moment. Because I feel like a lot of people, they're not finding quietness. They're finding all this noise, and they're enjoying happiness for a moment, when they can build happiness for a lifetime. They can build happiness past their lifetime and pass it on to their children. Because that's one thing that I'm like really big on right now with my quietness, is that I want to obtain assets. And an asset, in my personal opinion, is only something you can pass on to your kids. So me having a great job is not an asset. It's very useful. It helps me get money and it helps me do other things. But things that I can actually give to my children is an asset. Even if it's great advice from all of the things, like Mike said, getting to your 40s and understanding life better. I feel like the resource of information is an asset. And you actually giving that to the people that you love is a way of choosing happiness. And you can only find those great words, those great resources for you and your loved ones by finding quietness. So from Alex Great, Mike, Bushrod Charlie, Spinny, and Ness Culture, we want to remind you to find your quietness and choose your happiness.
All day, baby.
Yeah. Be quiet. Tonight is the night of ride. Dirty coming for. Oh, my bad.
Oh, I was just gonna say we'll see you next time, and we ride.
Hold on. Hold on.
And be sure to like and subscribe, because we're here and we're gonna be putting out a lot more great stuff. You might even see me at a high frequency fusion event in the near future. So keep an eye out for that. All right, folks.
All right, peace.
We love you. Good night. Okay.
Yeah, fuck.
No,
all
I'm
that
loud
quiet
as
shit.
fuck. I never
Yeah,
meditate.
yeah.
You kidding me?
Yeah, bro.
Let's put on some
I'm saying-
music.
I'm
It's
saying,
too quiet in
man,
here, bro.
how do you know if a chick likes it if she's quiet?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, we
Why do
are
you think
still
you Jerry
rolling.
Springer, man, with all that shit, man.